Well, that does it for the Twins. They lose again to the Astros. This time it's 3-1. Same, they're all the same. Um, at this point, you know, it's like you're watching the same game. It's just, but it's not embarrassing at this point because I no longer care. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. The Twins are done. The Twins are basically dead to me as a franchise. I mean, they're in the same boat that you know this way back even before all the COVID stuff. I reached a point with the Timberwolves where you have that moment of realization that they're just never going to win. They're never going to win. So why invest anything emotionally in them? And that's where I am now with the Minnesota Twins. My first love in sports were the Minnesota Twins. Started watching them during the 87 season. I think opening day 87 was the first game I ever remember watching. And I'm done. I'm done. I will not invest emotionally at all in the Twins anymore. But as far as, I'll get back to that maybe. As far as the game today, it was same shit. Offense was garbage, complete garbage. Only run was on a cruise double, and even that they fucked up because for some reason they sent Arias around third, and he was out by a mile. So even when they do something good, they do something bad. It's like that. That's just how it is. But everyone else was just garbage. I mean, just same old shit. And they did the same thing in the first inning again. They load the bases and don't score. And you'd almost think they're doing this shit on purpose just to torture their fans. At this point, like, how can you do? It's like you do the same shit every time. And they really didn't even have another scoring opportunity. They had run on first a couple times. That was about it. And they had the ridiculous one, like I think it was the eighth, where Cruz walks and they pinch run Buxton, and they never even attempt to steal with him, and they give Jake Cave like 7 pitches. With not trying to steal Buxton, they give Jake fucking Cave. They give him like 7 pitches. He ends up striking out, and then like the very next, not even the next pitch, Buxton gets picked off, and the inning's over just like that. Like you pinch run Buxton, and then you don't try to steal. I don't get Rocco Baldelli is fucking garbage. He's a terrible big game manager. Like, I know that every move made by every Twins manager in the playoffs since Tom Kelly has been shit, but this is ridiculous with Rocco. You pinch run Buxton late, down 1 run, and you don't try to steal. You make no effort to try to steal base. Like, why? I don't get it. And the pitching thing today was just Rocco has no fucking clue how to handle when to pull pitchers, when not to pull pitchers, how to manage a bullpen. Certainly not in big games. Brios goes 5 innings. He had 1 inning where he was a little shaky, but he was only at like 72 pitches or something like that, and they yank him. And they put in Cody Stashak. And then they try to get 2 innings out of Stashak, but Stashak gives up a home run that proved to be the winning run. And stop me if you've heard this one before. 9th inning, they put in Taylor Rogers. Good old Taylor Rogers. Tormentor of me for the whole season. And he immediately gives up. Base hit. And they score the obligatory insurance run that they always give up in these playoff games. And 3-1. That was it. And then they put up no effort in the bottom of the 9th, because why would they put up the effort in that inning when they've shown no effort for the whole series? So it's like, at least when the Twins used to get the shit kicked out of them in the playoffs, they used to at least be somewhat competitive. I mean, like even like 2009, where they were completely overmatched by the Yankees, but at least a couple of those games were pretty close and interesting. Like they were never in these games because regardless of what the score says, because you knew they couldn't score runs. So this game becomes 2-1. You knew it was over. Yesterday it became 2-1. You knew it was over because you just know. There's no fight in this team. There's no life. I mean, I've never seen a team just listlessly go through an embarrassment like this, and they should be embarrassed because they just lost. They got swept at home in a playoff series by a sub 500 team. That's amazing. Um, but I mean, today I was just laughing because I don't care anymore. I just don't. I'm done in any shape, way, or form investing emotionally in the Minnesota Twins because I know, just like I know with the Timberwolves, that they are never going to win. They are always going to fuck it up. You know, and you could say, "Oh, why do you invest in the Vikings? Why do you invest in the Wild or the Gophers?" They at least provide me with some joy. They at least win a playoff game or playoff series once in a while. The Twins, I mean, 18 in a row now. 18 in a row. I mean, and they're going to get this streak pumped up a lot more because, sadly, and this is sadly, they're actually set up to be pretty good in the regular season for a lot of years to come. And which means they're going to be making the playoffs a lot more. And they're going to be losing a lot more games because this franchise is just, it's a loser franchise. I mean, you can say, 87 and 91. That was a lifetime ago. I mean, 30 years. Next year will be 30 years since the 91 World Series. And what have they done since? Other than, have some plucky teams that, they get a little pat on the head when they win the division, make the playoffs, and then they just get absolutely creamed in the playoffs and embarrassed, and everyone's like, oh, but they did so well. They're from Minnesota, and it's a small market. Nah, they're a joke. They're a joke. They deserve to be ridiculed, and they deserve to be shunned by their fans, like me. I mean, doesn't mean I won't ever go to games again. I mean, I love going to ball games, but, fingers crossed if we can go to ball games next year. I mean, I'm still going to go, but I'm really done emotionally investing in this because there's never going to be a payoff. The payoff was 87 and 91 when I was a kid. That's never going to happen again, ever. And it's not just that there's no payoff, but there's not even, like, the glimmer of a payoff because they always do this in the playoffs. So yeah, that's the season. Be fun watching them make all their off-season moves, acting like it's going to matter, but it won't. We could have seen the last Twins games today for some guys like Eddie Rosario, Nelson Cruz even. But it doesn't matter. Whoever they bring in, whoever they keep, it's going to be the same shit. They make the playoffs next year, and they might make the playoffs next year. They can play in the regular season. They can't play in the postseason, and I'm done holding out hope that they ever will again. This is just who they are. Loser franchise. Cursed to always lose in the playoffs and always lose in embarrassing fashion. And this was one embarrassment too many to lose, to get swept at home by a team that had 9 road wins all season coming in, and that had a sub 500 record, and had been revealed as cheaters even. Like you can't even, you can't stomach that. Like, it's, I don't know how anyone can stomach it. The people who will still invest next year emotionally, I don't know how you can do it, because I'm done. Signing off from that sort of Twins fandom. I'll still observe them. I'll still go to games. I'll still watch games, but it's just going to be as like a passive observer. I don't even know if I could call myself a fan anymore. Just an observer. So yeah, here's to 18 in a row. At this point, hey, I'm almost rooting. Let's get it up to 30. Let's get it up to. I want to make it generational. Like if I ever have grandkids someday, I got to get to work on having the kids, but. If I have grandkids someday, I want to have them sitting on my lap, and we're watching the Twins lose like their 80th straight postseason game. It'll be wonderful.